This is Claude code, connected to Workato's AIRO MCP server, the MCP server for building agentic assets, plus a second server that wraps Workato's developer API. The whole build starts from a single prompt, and it's worth reading in full because everything the agent ends up doing traces back to it. I want to build a help desk assistant in Workato, fully self-contained in a new folder called AIRO MCP demo, under my AIRO project. People ask it questions in Slack, it answers from our company IT policy and our existing Jira tickets, and only files a new Jira ticket as a last resort, with a human OK first. Specifically, build a knowledge base from the policy doc I've already dropped in the reference folder called Company IT Support Policy. Let it search our existing Jira tickets, and when it finds a similar one, actually read that ticket's comments so it can tell the person how it got resolved, instead of just saying this is a duplicate. Add a skill that files a brand new Jira issue only when something's genuinely new, and only after asking the person for confirmation. No ticket gets created without their approval. It takes the question, name, and email, question in the summary, question plus name plus email in the description. Use my existing My Jira account connection, don't create a new one, and file into the PLG project. Wrap it all in a genie called Q&A Genie, policy and tickets first, ticket filing last and only after confirmation, with the knowledge base and skills attached, and then start it. I'll connect it to Slack from the UI myself and test it live there. One heads up so you don't get stuck. The AIRO MCP can't do everything on its own. For the gaps, you've also got a Dev API MCP wrapper connected that exposes the Workato Developer API as tools. And my Dev API token is saved in this folder as .workato-token. Read it from the file when needed, never print it, if you ever need to hit the API directly. I'll leave it to you to work out which parts need the Dev API versus the AIRO MCP. Before you build anything, walk me through the MCP tools and API endpoints you're planning to use, and format this in an easy-to-digest table. Claude comes back with that table before touching anything, each step, and which tool it will use. Everything agentic goes through the AIRO MCP, the knowledge base, the 3 skills, the genie. The developer API server covers the plumbing, folders, assignments, starting skills. It also restates the guardrails from the prompt, policy-only answers, the platform-level confirmation gate on ticket filing, connection reuse, and the token staying in its file. I give the go-ahead, and it builds end-to-end with no further questions. The progress log names the tool behind each step, so you can watch the plan play out. The folder first, then the knowledge base, an AIRO MCP call. Knowledge base ingestion is asynchronous, so instead of waiting, it moves on to the skills. This is the densest part of the build, around 25 tool calls through AIRO MCP's tools, configuring the triggers, Jira actions, and result mappings of the 3 skills. With the skills pushed, it confirms ingestion finished and creates the genie through AIRO MCP, routing instructions included. There's a small recovery here. The create call doesn't return an ID, so it fetches the genie's handle through the developer API instead. It starts the genie, then starts the 3 skills separately. Starting a genie doesn't start its skills, and runs a final verification. Just under 6 minutes after the go-ahead, the build reports complete and verified. State started, 1 knowledge base, 3 skills, none inactive. It lists every asset with its ID, and its notes call out that the ticket filing is double-gated. The genie's instructions require a confirmed draft, and the skill trigger has requires user confirmation set, so the platform pauses for approval even if the instructions were ever ignored. It ends by handing the next steps to me. Connect Slack in the UI, then test in order, a policy question, a known issue, and a brand new issue, which is the rest of this video. Here's the result in the Workato UI. Everything landed where the prompt asked. 1 folder, AIRO MCP demo, under the AIRO project. The whole build is self-contained in there. Inside, 5 assets, the genie, 3 skills, and the knowledge base. All of them are active. The skills were started as part of the build, and each one shows it's in use by the genie. I'll open the edit view to see how it's put together. On the left, the job description, the prompt this genie runs on, exactly as Claude wrote it during the build. The 3-step order from my original prompt is spelt out. Policy first, answered only from the knowledge base, never invented. Existing ticket second, with an instruction to explain how an issue was resolved, rather than saying a duplicate exists. New ticket last, and only after collecting the question, name, and email, showing a draft and getting an explicit yes. On the right, what's attached? One knowledge base and the 3 skills. Each skill carries a use when description. Search before considering a new ticket, resolution details after finding a similar ticket, filing as a last resort. Those descriptions are what the Genie routes on. The knowledge base holds one document, the IT policy. Upload it through the pre-signed link during the build and ingest it. The description Claude gives it states its role, the only source for policy answers. When the Genie cites policy, this is the entire corpus behind it. This skill has 3 steps, a trigger, a JIRA action, and a return. On the trigger, the first field is the skill's description. Search existing JIRA tickets for issues similar to the user's question or problem. Run this first before considering filing a new ticket. This text is what the Genie routes on. It's the same use when we saw attached to the Genie. Below that, the input, a single required parameter, query. The Genie fills this in at runtime from the conversation. And further down, the result schema, what the skill sends back, a list of tickets with key, summary, status, resolution, and URL, plus a total count. Step 2 is the JIRA search. The JQL string is a full-text search with the query parameter from step 1 embedded as a data pill, ordered by most recently updated, and pagination is capped at 10 results. Step 3 maps the search results back onto that declared schema, key, summary, status, resolution, and URL, each wired to a field from step 2. This structured response is what the Genie receives and reasons over. The second skill, same shape. The trigger's description tells the Genie when to reach for it. Get the comments of a specific JIRA ticket, use this after finding a similar existing ticket, so you can explain how the issue was resolved, not just that a duplicate exists. One required input, the issue key, filled by the Genie from whatever the search skill found. And the result schema, a list of comments, author, created, body, plus a total count. Step 2 fetches the comments. One field to configure, the issue ID or key, which is the issue key parameter from the trigger, passed straight through as a data pill. Step 3 maps the list back onto the schema. The comments from step 2 are the source list, and each comment's author, created date, and body are wired field by field. The third skill is the one that writes to JIRA, and its trigger is where the confirmation gate lives. Right at the top, require user confirmation before executing skill, set to yes. With this on, the platform prompts the end user and holds the skill until they confirm. It sits below the model, so it applies no matter what the instructions say. The description makes the intent explicit. File a brand new IT support ticket. Last resort. Use only after neither the IT policy knowledge base nor existing JIRA tickets resolve the issue, and only after the user has explicitly confirmed they want a ticket filed. 3 required inputs this time, question, name, and email, and the result schema declares a ticket key and URL. Step 2 creates the issue through the existing JIRA connection the prompt told it to use. The question from the trigger becomes the summary. The description is assembled from all 3 parameters, question, requested by name, email, plus a line noting the ticket was filed by the Genie after no answer was found in the policy or existing tickets, so anyone reading the ticket in JIRA later knows where it came from. And step 3 returns the ticket key and URL from the created issue back to the Genie, which is what it quotes back to the user in Slack. Now the one manual part of the build, connecting the Genie to Slack. From the Genie's overview page, I open the chat interface settings. Make sure Slack is the enabled interface, and click Create New App, which hands off to Slack. I select the workspace the app is going into and click Next, and Slack shows the app's manifest, pre-filled by Workato, so there's nothing to define by hand. I just click Create. The app now exists in Slack, and what's left is introducing it and Workato to each other. I take the client ID and paste it into the matching field back in Workato, then do the same for the client secret and the signing secret. The first 2 let Workato authenticate as this app, and the signing secret lets it verify that incoming events genuinely come from Slack. Then save the app details. Back in the Slack app configuration, under the app manifest, one verification. Click here to verify. Has Slack ping Workato's endpoint to confirm it's listening, which is what allows Slack to deliver messages to the Genie. Finally, in Workato, I click Connect Interface, which opens Slack's standard authorization page, showing what the app is asking for, and I click Allow. The app is installed, and the Genie is now reachable in our Slack workspace. The Genie is live in Slack, but Genies only answer registered end users. Access is managed in Workato. That's the second prompt, and again, it's worth reading in full. In my Workato workspace, create an end user group called QA End Users. Add ryan.stevens@workato.com to it, and give that group access to my QA Genie. Also, pre-link my Slack identity so the Genie recognizes me on first contact. Look up my Slack user ID yourself. Verify it all worked and give me a short summary table. This work sits outside AIRO MCP's scope. It's identity and access, not asset building. So Claude switches tools. Workato's IAM API for the group and my membership, the developer API server to give the group access to the Genie, and a Slack MCP server to resolve my Slack user ID for the app link. It batches the 3 changes, runs them, then goes back and verifies each one before reporting. The summary table confirms all 4 items: the group created, me added as a member, verified against the members list, not just assumed, the group assigned to the Genie, which now shows 1 user group, and the Slack app link created with state linked. That app link maps my Slack account directly to my Workato end user identity, so the Genie will know who I am the first time I message it. No authentication handshake in the direct message. First test, a policy question. I got locked out of my account after mistyping my password. How long does the lockout last, and do I need a ticket? The Genie checks the knowledge base and answers with exactly what the policy says. After 5 failed attempts, the account locks for 15 minutes and unlocks automatically. No ticket needed. It even carries the policy's edge case. Still locked out after 30 minutes, contact the help desk. And it names its source, the IT support policy knowledge base. Nothing in this answer was invented, it's a document from Scene 2, retrieved. Second test, a problem report. My VPN keeps failing to connect, even after restarting the Global Connect client and confirming MFA. This isn't a policy question, so the Genie moves down its order. It runs the search skill, finds a similar ticket, then calls the resolution details skill to read that ticket's comments. You can see both steps in its status updates. The answer it gives is grounded in existing ticket PLG 4713. Root cause, a stale VPN configuration profile from a previous client version, and the 4-step fix from the ticket's comments. So instead of hearing that a duplicate exists, I get how the issue was solved last time, with the ticket key cited. Third test, something that exists nowhere. The fingerprint reader on my docking station stopped working after an OS update. The status updates show the Genie working its order. Policy checked, ticket searched, and it says plainly that neither covers this. Now, and only now, it reaches the last resort. It recommends filing a ticket and asks for my full name and email. I give them and it shows me the draft, requester, email, and the issue text, and asks me to confirm. I reply yes, and here's the part that was configured back on the skill trigger. Even after my yes, the platform raises its own confirmation, the exact skill name and every parameter it's about to run with, and 2 buttons, proceed or don't proceed. This prompt doesn't come from the model. It's the require user confirmation setting. The model cannot skip it. I proceed. The skill runs and the ticket lands in the PLG project, key PLG 4714, quoted back with a summary. It also sets expectations from the policy. Hardware issues are high priority with a 4 business hour first response, and since it's after hours, next business day. Both answers in one message, each from its proper source. That's the full loop. Policy answered from the document, a known issue answered from ticket history, and a genuinely new issue filed as a ticket, with a human confirmation the platform enforces. 2 prompts and 1 manual OAuth step. AIRO MCP did the heavy lifting, the knowledge base, the skills, the Genie, with the Developer API MCP server covering the plumbing around it: folders, assignments, starting things, and verification.